All right, everybody, welcome back to the Sooner or Later podcast. This week, we're coming back with a movie review of Glass Onion. Glass Onion is written, directed, produced. I'm surprised he didn't edit it by Ryan Johnson, with cinematography by Steve Yedden. Edited by Bob Ducassi, music by Nathan Johnson, production company was T Street, and distributed by Netflix, with limited release dates of September 10th, 2022 at TIFF, November 23rd, 2022 in the United States, and December 23rd, 2022 on Netflix, and a runtime of 139 minutes. Glass Onion had a budget of $40 million and currently has $13.3 million in the box office. It is sitting at a 93% tomato meter with 243 reviews and 92% audience score with 500 plus verified ratings. The Metacritic for Glass Onion has it at an 81 with a user score of 6.9. But the only people whose opinions matter here are ours. And after I click this timer, I really gotta automate this shit. After I click this timer, you got 10 minutes of spoiler free in front of you starting now. Hey, this movie's great. I'm glad I saw this shit in theaters. Really good.
You know, I know at least James' initial impression was it wasn't as good. I think I'm starting to think the same.
That it wasn't as good?
But only by like a hair. So it's just as good.
I don't think it's that close. I think the good, like, it's funny, and the good parts are really good. They're great. But this one I found boring at like certain points, where the first one I wasn't bored during the movie at all.
I think your expectations are too high.
Oh wait, hold up. It's buzzing.
There's a buzz?
James is buzz.
It's always James.
But I can't. It's only on the recording for some reason.
Right.
Or I guess on the live stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not hearing it. Let me pause this really quick.
I wonder if it's like that, like, because I hear. Like,
Oh wait, me too.
Oh, it's for you too? Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to set up backup
It's happened
audio.
for both of us.
That's fine. I'm going to switch some audio around then. And we're going to see if it works better this time. All right. Audio. We're going to...
Oh, you did pause the timer. Look at you.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I was on it. Are you kidding me? Okay. Discord audio is already in too. Okay. Now, different audio should be streaming to Twitch. Give it a listen. Or YouTube or whatever. It's all the same shit. You guys got to talk, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just waiting for it to catch up. So
But yeah,
this
like
is my example.
And maybe it is like, I mean, this is honestly though, like, it's still a very good sequel. Like, it only fails in comparison to itself. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I don't really think that there's another murder mystery movie series that you could compare to. Because the Perot movies that what the hell? What's the dude's name that directed the Thor movies? He's in those. He's Hercule Poirot.
Are you talking about the one on the train and stuff?
The death movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Death on the Nile and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are like
I
the
mean-
only ones, and they're fucking boring as shit. Kenneth
Yeah,
Branagh.
didn't people not like that one?
Death on the Nile has a 62% from critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, but an 82% from audience. There's more audience score on Death on the Nile. But I know critics didn't love it. They said it was boring. But I
Yeah.
liked Murder on the Orient Express. I thought it was good. But like
I-
these just blow it out of the fucking water. They
And
completely
I think that's the
destroyed
issue.
those.
When you have like murder mysteries, like it's, I think it's either going to hit for people or it isn't, like a personal preference type thing. I think it's just a style of movie that if you like these style of movies, like Glass Onion and Knives Out are some of the best movies you'll ever see. But if you don't really care for murder mystery stuff, it's kind of just like, oh, it can feel like drawn out at times.
I could see that.
I think the payoffs are good. I think that's what helps like movies like this, is where in the other two movies from the other place we were just talking about, the payoffs aren't worth it. Like,
yeah, and I feel
here,
like this movie gets you thinking a bit more.
mhm.
And maybe the detective is better too. Like Kenneth Branagh is a good actor or whatever. But man, fucking old 007 just be doing the goddamn thing out there. He's so charming, it hurts.
Well, his flair, like there's just something about his flair, and then especially like his accent and stuff, it just adds like almost like a whimsical element to it that I think it's like not just boring procedural type stuff. Like because just the way he is, it adds like a fun element to it. And even like, in both these movies, but like this one I think is funner, and I think that's what helps it. But like overall, like there's just certain points where I felt like, okay, I don't know, this is like kind of lingering. Maybe they could have cut this movie like a little shorter. Because it is a long movie. Like it's not like it's
Is 2 hours and 20 minutes a long movie now though?
Nah, dude, 2 hours and 40 minutes is a long movie.
Yeah, I mean, 2 hours and 40 minutes is a long fucking movie.
2 hours and 40 minutes of anything is long, though.
Yeah.
A drive for 2 hours and
don't
40
know.
minutes is a long time.
I
The
feel like
Batman goes by quick.
the Batman
does.
does not go by quick. You're wild. No way. I can't. I mean, look, that movie's almost 3 hours long, and it's like, damn, this dude's still sad, huh?
Yeah,
Your parents weren't that cool, buddy.
Endgame might be the only movie that long that felt quick to me. Everything else,
Bro,
feels,
but Endgame
feel
feels
it.
so fast, though. It's crazy.
It does. But also, too, like, go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, but this movie is trying to follow up its Endgame.
What do you
Like,
mean? What are you talking about?
Knives Out was so good.
Yeah, but
like-
it's not the Knives Out series' Endgame. What are you talking?
Bro,
As of now, it's the best
or
movie in
like-
their franchise.
Like as a movie, I didn't like. You're trying to one up a
Greatness,
movie
yeah.
that's of Endgame quality.
Well,
Okay,
Endgame,
okay, now I'm
peaks.
feeling you.
Like, yeah, Knives Out is the peak, and like
Yeah.
you can't really outdo the peak.
I
Now
mean,
maybe
well,
there's
it's
another
'cause-
peak. Maybe.
And because your boy Chris Evans in it, dude, you're like already fucking rating it a fucking 6.
Whoa! You're putting words in my mouth. All right. I never said that I for sure think that this movie's better than the first one. I think that, there are merits to this movie that the first one doesn't have. And the first one's a masterpiece. It came out the gate swinging. So, like,
But
True.
also too, like I prefer Ana de Armas's like character as like the main character in the first one.
yeah, you're racist. Got it.
So yeah, my people, everybody.
Oh, no! You didn't say that during Black Panther, though.
Yeah, that's true.
no,
You're like,
I
man,
know
I
I
love
did. I said
No.
my
Wakanda.
favorite scene was when they were in the water and my people were stabbing them.
The favorite scene is different. All right, you didn't say that.
My
you
people
like,
over everybody in
you
battle.
didn't say you liked fucking Kukulkan Khan more than Black
Yeah.
Panther.
If we were talking villains, no. Killmonger's one of my favorite villains in the MCU.
Then your
over,
people ain't over nothing.
over Machu Picchu over here.
Oh,
I just
shit.
think that that's Janelle Monáe, right? Who
Yeah.
was the like main person.
Yeah,
she
I'd
just
say
didn't get
she's-
enough screen time.
No, you get more of
Too much Daniel Craig.
Yeah, Daniel Craig is the star of this movie.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
I want to, because the movie, like, as it unwinds, it's almost better when he just comes in small doses. Like, you want a little bit of him, and at certain points, he kind of is overwhelming the movie. Like, and then some of the characters feel a little more underdeveloped. I feel like it's just like,
That's
okay,
what I
they're
was
all
just about to
playing.
say.
They're a stereotype pretty much, and
yeah.
It
But
just is
the
what it
first
is.
movie also had stereotypes, though.
Yeah, it
right?
did.
It's just
Mhm.
that it was stereotypes that were easier for you to relate to because there's people in your family just like that, right? And
Yeah.
like, I don't know about
That was
y'all.
more of a family drama. I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah, this is a friend drama group.
Yeah.
Like, it's a different dynamic.
and
But
none
these
of
are
our
like
friends
billionaire friends.
are fully
Yeah.
tatted and have hella guns, a cock gun per se.
Hey, you didn't know that?
Yeah,
I do know
And
that.
none-
I've seen a lot of peen, and none of them have guns in them.
there was no guns attached.
Yeah. So like, I think the characters from the first movie were more enduring, but this movie was really fucking fun. Even
This
when
movie's
shit,
so funny too.
it is so funny. I don't know if the writers are the same between the two movies. I mean, maybe it was just Ryan Johnson, and he was like, I want to have a
yeah,
little
just
more
Ryan
fun.
Johnson.
But like, man, I was cackling at this
I
movie.
mean, I really like Ed Norton as the fucking super dick billionaire.
The Elon Musk stand-in, Jeff Bezos
Yeah.
stand-in. Yeah. I mean, he's good because he's an asshole in real life. So he's basically
That
just playing his
does
own
help.
character.
Yeah, He's just like he likes to do things his way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is
And Batista's cool.
I love a Dave Bautista role. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
If,
I don't think I've ever seen him be bad in a movie. Mostly because I didn't watch
Honestly.
the spy movie that he was in. But I've never seen him be bad in a
Good call,
movie.
good call.
Ever.
I
He's
even
so
I
good.
watched some random like movie called like Bushwick with Dave Bautista back in the day, and he plays a very simple role. But I'm like, I believe it.
Was it like a WWE original?
It could have been.
It
Let me
sounds
look
like
it up.
one.
I
It's
mean,
so
Stuber
Yeah,
was
let me look.
great with him.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
Stuber is good.
still haven't seen Stuber, and
It's
I feel
so
like
funny.
I'm doing
It's
myself
on Max, I want to say.
like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's
It's
like or
on-
Hulu. It's on something.
It's on Hulu.
I don't know who Kate Hudson is.
Kate Hudson was the ditzy model. Kate Hudson's
No, I know who she is, but like I don't know
okay.
like what she has done. I guess Almost Famous. She was in that. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's the girl in Almost Famous. That's you. She's been in a lot of things,
And
but
we
I don't
like
know,
that
like, what
movie a
you've
lot.
seen.
And I don't think I can link it, but go ahead and click our review of Almost Famous up there.
If you want to know if we liked it a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely click it because we don't fucking know.
All right,
Um,
Bushwick is terrible.
Is it?
It's like a 48% and like a 25%.
But Dave Bautista's good in it.
Yeah, man.
He's
He
I
I
carries
think
the
so.
role.
He's the
I-
diamond
I
in the
think
rough.
He's such a presence in everything he's in.
Yeah, he
like
really
in Dune,
is.
I thought he was dope.
He was fantastic in Dune.
Leslie Odom Jr. I think his character's all right. It's just like
He doesn't get enough screen time either, though.
yeah.
I could have used more Catherine Hahn because she's usually fantastic, and I mean I liked her in here.
I think it really is just contributed to them not giving enough to the characters, right?
Yeah.
And more so giving it to the murder plot.
They could
I
have just
think.
cut out whiskey. I think
No, whiskey was important, and we'll get to that in about 30 seconds when we get to spoilers.
maybe the assistant, Birdie's assistant, Jessica Henwick.
Yeah, she was less important, but she was also
And like
fantastic.
I like her as an actress, but just like there wasn't enough for her. You know what I mean?
Oh, she's
Nah.
Colleen Wing in Iron Fist.
She is.
Didn't know that.
Mhm.
Didn't watch Iron Fist.
I
she's
mean I watched
Bugs.
Defenders.
In Matrix Resurrections. Holy
Jessica
Yeah.
shit.
Henwick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's,
she's
she
in
did
The
that
Force
over.
Awakens.
Yeah, she does a lot of roles. Like she's really popping off.
She was in HBO. Yeah. All right, everybody. That was
I don't know
our.
if she's popping off, but
I think she's popping off. She's in some pretty major series.
Those
here,
are like
Eric.
major franchises. What
They're
are you talking
biggest.
about?
yeah, whatever.
Game
man.
of Thrones, Star Wars, Matrix, Marvel.
Oof, Game of
Marvel,
Oh no, Eric's just fucking
the
lying out
Cinematic
here.
Onion.
But you know who's not lying? Us, when we give you our thumbs up or thumbs down for what's this movie? Glass Onion. I think we should also say it because this is not very
The
very
glass
audio for us.
onions.
So on 3, we're gonna move our thumbs and say what we think. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right.
Thumbs almost all the way up.
What?
okay.
No. It's a binary. It's 0
It's
or 1.
analog.
Yeah.
Zero. Yeah.
Oh,
It's 0
my
or
thumb
1.
is up.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Okay. It's more because that's more of like a should you watch it or not. Yes.
Okay, fair enough.
And then we go into
Yeah, watch
finer
it.
details later
But
on.
just make sure you rent out a theater by yourself so
Yeah.
no one talks.
You definitely deserve.
I mean,
to
a
go see
majority
it
of
in
people are gonna see
theaters.
this at home, unfortunately.
Which is fine. Put your fucking phone away. Otherwise, you're not
That's
going
not
to
gonna
figure the
happen.
plot out
it's
before
not
you
gonna
watch
happen.
it. Well, I'm telling them anyways. It doesn't matter
You're
if it
right.
happens. But
You tell them.
what should happen is you should go ahead and click up in the top right-hand corner to see our spoiler-full thoughts on Glass Onion. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, so now that we're in the spoiler full, we can be a little more relaxed. Is that buzzing still there?
Let me double check.
Oh no, Eric, you weren't listening, dude?
No, it was gone.
Okay. Whew.
As soon as you changed whatever you did, it was
I think it's whatever Discord or whatever OBS is using to record audio for specific applications. I think that's just borked. So I'm going to have to stop using it. I have it reworked now, so we're okay, but for next week, I'm just not going to fuck with nothing. So I figured out about 25, maybe 30 minutes that it was going to be, oh boy. Full spoilers.
Ed Norton.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it out loud because Alex is here, so you guys are more than welcome to say it out loud.
Dude, tell her to walk upstairs, man.
No, she's doing shit. So I figured it was him like 25 to 30 minutes early. Because that's when the other old boy dies, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can say the names. She can't hear you. I
Where
just don't
Dave
want her to hear
Bautista
me.
dies?
Yeah, that was like 30 minutes before the end of the movie or an hour before the end of the movie.
Oh,
Dude,
okay.
it was
I
like
was like-
45 minutes.
Was it 45
like-
minutes? No way. I
Yeah.
figured it out that early. No way. I mean, it was
Dude,
obvious when you see.
I thought you were saying 20 minutes into the movie. I was like, holy
No,
fuck, your brain's so
before
big,
the
dude.
end of the movie. Before the end of the movie.
because you have to go back. So that happens, and then doesn't the whole thing go back to the flashback of setting up?
Yeah, no. So that happens. There's like a chase sequence, and then the Benoit and what is her name at this point? Andy. Benoit and Andy meet outside, and then she gets murdered, and then it goes back in time. So yeah, maybe
Which
it was
is like a
45
long
minutes.
time,
Yeah,
but
it
it's
was
a
a long
long-
time because you rewatch the whole movie again from her perspective, which I love.
You do.
I had a good
You-
time.
See,
That's the part of the showing and not telling. Or
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
that's-
that
yeah,
is-
yeah.
Because you could have just hard cut to Benoit being like, "I do declare," and then him just saying it right, but like seeing it is really cool.
I think it was interesting when they say like, oh, how he got involved with. Well, I know we're spoiling anyways.
Yeah, we're
When they
hard
found out about the
spoilers.
box thing, yeah. When you find out about the box thing, because I was like, okay, I wonder, like, because I was like, I don't understand how this happened, how he wouldn't know. But then when he's like, oh, maybe they put the box back together. But in my head, I was like, they destroyed that shit. How they do that? But then I don't know, like when they went into the flashback of setting her character up, the twin sister, like I thought it was cool. I just thought it was too long. I feel like I don't know what they could have done, but like 10 minutes less. Like
We maybe didn't need to see her interacting, like maybe interactions with everybody could have been shorter because she interacts with everyone at the party, right?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
we see her interact like. Yeah, I don't know. I agree it could have been a little bit shorter, especially since the movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long. But
I think, but you get some greatness out of there too, though, because
Yeah.
like her and the whiskey conversation and
so
relationship,
good.
it is like it's a very good moment, and it's like it's funny, it's thoughtful. Like that's one of the only parts where I'm like, oh, okay, the flashback is almost I like it because we're getting this moment.
Mhm.
But even if they could have, when she's still the twin and she's not playing the sister, I would almost been like, maybe can we cut that down a little bit? Like
Yeah, I was thinking
Wait, what
cut
do you
out the
mean?
conversation when she initially meets.
with Benoit Blanc.
But
yeah.
I think that conversation is super important though, because
So, yeah,
without that
it's-
conversation, right, you don't understand why he cried. Right? Like, sure, you can assume he cried because he feels bad that she died, but like in that moment, you see him promise her, "I promise you're gonna come back." You know, and you know they ended up showing it or whatever, where they dab the
Hot sauce.
hot sauce,
Hot
the
sauce.
Jeremy Renner hot sauce in his eye. But like up
Great
until
picture.
that, yeah, awesome picture, Jeremy Renner. But like up until that point, you don't know that she's still alive, right? So you're
Yeah.
like, holy fuck, he got this poor girl killed.
But my thing is, if that scene where that setup is 25 minutes, I need it to be 12.
It's not 25
That's what I
minutes, though.
meant.
There's no way.
Just like
It
shorten it.
feels-
Just
it
like cut out
feels
the
25.
small
Does it though?
small like fucking
I was
like no
thinking-
noise in between.
Because
yeah,
that part was dragging for
But this
me.
ain't no podcast. You can't cut the dead air. All right. I think when they meet for the first time and she's like, "Oh, I recorded all my sister's TED Talks on this thing." Cut that. I don't care.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of little snippets, like Eric saying, where you
I
could
say
just
cut the
boop,
whole
boop, boop.
scene.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't need to see them meeting. Where did they go? Where's
There
this
was
There's
dude's
a
like a
diner.
house, wasn't he? Oh yeah, they were at
No.
a diner like nearby.
No, there
Right?
wasn't a diner. It was
Oh,
a
when they're sitting at the
restaurant.
table?
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah.
Same difference.
No, a diner puts a very specific picture in people's
Sorry,
heads. All right?
yes.
Hey,
I just
they're
wanted
not
to say a
drinking.
word real
They're
quick.
not drinking no shitty coffee. All right, this is
if
some
you're
high
listening to this
quality
and haven't seen the
shit.
movie, that's on you, all right?
Yeah, that's the thing
Um,
we're spoiling for you is that it's not a
Yeah.
diner. But like, I
But,
mean,
like-
cut that whole scene. Like, what does it
So-
tell us that? Oh, she
Yeah.
learned how to talk like a rich bitch. I don't
'Cause
care.
if-
I knew you would.
Yeah, if they didn't do that, I'd have been like, oh, it's because they're twins. Like,
You're right.
they spent a lot of time together. Like,
Their
I
vocal
didn't
cords
need,
are literally identical.
like, yeah, and they're like identical twins.
Yeah.
And like, I wouldn't like. Okay, she knows her pattern. She knows like what things she's been doing. She knows what work she's been doing.
Mhm.
I understand she's not a genius like her sister, but like she's been around her enough to know her life.
Well, she could have been all right. She just wanted to be a
Yeah,
fucking
man.
school teacher.
Yeah, well, she's a
And
fool.
school teachers
No,
a
we
good job, man. What are you
stand
talking about?
school
That's-
teachers here. All
Yeah,
right?
that's the future of America right there, boy.
Is
and
it?
she's
they
a
don't pay him
fanta-
like it.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
besides the point. That's a
That's the
bigger.
whole, yeah, that's whole.
That's a
yeah.
systemic problem. All right. That's not blaming the teachers. All right.
Strike, strike.
They should strike. Fuck it. Those little badass kids should stay home.
That'd be wild nationwide.
Yeah, it would be wild. But like, other than that though, I get what you're saying where there's downtime in the movie, but like I really can't think of much other than that scene at the restaurant where it's like get rid of them. Everything else I'm like I like it.
Everything else is fire.
Yeah, Ryan Johnson knows how to write dialogue. I think his characters are
Yeah.
believable and their interactions are believable once you understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's some stuff where it's like I don't know, like the court stuff. They could have just told us what happened. I don't know if I needed them to go and be like, "Oh, he did it. He did it. He did it." They were all saying the same shit.
Yeah.
When she's like, because it's like, okay, I think it's
But then
cool.
it's supposed to hit more, I guess, because you see how they all in front of her face
Looked her
fucking
dead in her
backstabbed her
fucking
ass.
eye,
Yeah.
other than Catherine Hahn. They all fucking looked at her.
yeah.
The napkin was his,
motherfucker.
Mhm.
But you
But, like,
know,
there's just some fine tuning, like for pacing, because like I just got bored at certain points. But like, it's not. I'm not saying the movie's bad. I just think you could probably trim 10 minutes. I would say no more than 10
Same-
because there's stuff you need.
same editor as Knives Out though. So he had the same people behind. Maybe he would. Maybe. Let's blame it on Netflix. It was Netflix's
Yeah.
fault. They wanted some
Yeah,
fluff.
true.
I feel like Knives Out, when it unfolds the story and shows you what like actually happened, it's a lot smoother and quicker. And this one, it's
Well,
almost like the whole third act.
They don't have to fucking explain why this dead woman came back to life though.
Yeah,
I
that is
think
true.
the story was a little less complex in Knives
Yeah,
Out. This
this
one
one is
was
definitely more
real
complex.
fucking complex.
Mhm.
One of the bigger complaints you had right after the movie was that they explained more in this movie. And I think we would have to do a double feature to see, but it did feel like this one was a bit more explainy.
Mhm.
And maybe
But I think
Because they
maybe,
kept on showing clips of like the thing that just happened.
yeah,
they
and
did do that a
it-
couple times, which is weird.
It was a lot of like double takes on stuff where it's like, okay, if I missed it, that's on me. Don't.
Netflix.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I mean,
Netflix's
let's
fault.
just say it. When they show us the glass thing 7 fucking times, that whiskey glass didn't need that.
Yeah,
I saw it
They-
right the first time. Y'all tricked me
Yeah,
the second
I didn't.
time.
I'm a blind bitch.
I was
I
looking.
saw it. Then I got tricked on it. But then when they went back to it, I was like, oh no, that's not what happened.
Yeah.
But then they did it 4 more times.
Yeah. And then you just didn't know who to trust. It was an unreliable
Yeah.
narrator at that point.
But I think too, because like we get more of Benoit Blanc, I think it's like because you're more of his perspective, and he's like, because in the first movie, a lot more of this is probably happening in his head, but in
Yeah.
this movie, he's like
Yeah.
saying it out loud.
Yeah. I could.
And
Yeah,
it's
that
like-
makes sense.
Because like also too, like you don't really figure out that he's putting 2 and 2 together as much in the first movie. It's more like Ana de Armas is putting it together.
Right. And then he's like confirming it for her
Yeah.
or pushing her forward. What the fuck?
well,
was I
as in
gonna
this
say?
movie, he's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes sense. Well, it doesn't make sense. It depends on what Netflix is trying to get him to do. So this is the first of 2 sequels that Netflix purchased. So it may be that they were like, no, we need Benoit to be the main
Yeah.
character
And
as
I
opposed
get
to
it
just
too,
someone
and-
here.
And like Daniel Craig's a big enough name to like be as a face of your franchise. I mean, he was just 007.
Right.
So like I can see them doing that. Because like from like you can almost do it. You can do a limited amount of movies pretty much if you have him the main character versus like because like you wouldn't be like, oh, what is Ana de Armas doing after Knives Out? Like no one
she
gives
grew
a
up to be a detective, dude.
fuck. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's the next movie is Ana de Armas Police Academy.
Oh shit, that'd be kind of cool. I'm in. That sounds
I mean,
rad.
I'd probably watch it to be honest.
Look, she hasn't made a bad movie either, as far as I'm aware.
But I mean, I'm okay with Benoit Blanc being the focus of it. Like, I'm cool with that.
Really? You don't want
I
it to
like
be
that
like
character.
focused on the other characters who are actually in the story? Like, because it went from being like a movie like Mad Max, where Max is not the main character.
Mhm.
And that's like really something that that fourth movie did really well. Was it's called Mad Max. The other three movies have been about Max, but this movie's about Furiosa and the
Mhm.
girls who, Immortan Joe like essentially
Yeah, the
abducted.
milkmaids or whatever,
Yeah,
or the wives. I guess they're his wives.
they are. The
Yeah.
milkmaids were the really hefty women
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
who were
yeah.
being
It's his
pumped
wives.
dry.
They were. They're pumping.
But like it would have been cool if he was just a background character again. But like this one, everybody was like, "Holy shit, we know about this motherfucker right here."
Because he could have
Oh my
come
God.
in,
Yeah.
Like, but then so the issue is you can't really put the twin in here without having him be like the role he has in this movie. But you could have had him come to the island and do the detective shit like he did in the first movie, and him try to figure out who killed Dave Bautista and what happened.
Oh, you're saying like the whole movie happens and then he comes in at the end, sort of thing.
Well, he would come in like the death happens, and then you're watching the movie from
But
the
then
death
you're
backwards.
then you're just watching the first movie all over again.
Yeah, it ain't broke. Don't fix it.
But
I
then you
mean,
got to
but I-
innovate.
But
Yeah,
I think
you
that's why
gotta
they didn't do
innovate.
it though, because
Yeah.
like that's the only other option, and I think that's why they probably did this.
So then what's the likelihood then that the third movie is better than the first two?
What is it? It's gonna be like an escape room thing. Like, what else is this movie gonna be?
I mean, no, it could just be another murder mystery just in a different setting. And that different setting is what
It can be a younger, more less
Less
experienced
seasoned.
Benoit Blanc.
If it's
Yeah,
a prequel Benoit Blanc, I
but then
might
you
rather
lose
have
Daniel but then you lose Daniel Craig though.
Oh fuck.
Nah,
yeah,
man,
you're
DH,
right.
he's good. It's like a
No, it's
10
gonna
year
look
in.
shitty.
LeBlanc.
No, hell no, that'd be so
It's gonna
fucking
look.
bad.
It's gonna look like De Niro and fucking The Irishman. No,
Irishman.
fuck that.
No,
His
it'll
head's gonna
look
be
like
floating.
it'll look like all those old fucking men in The Irishman, all right? Don't pick on De Niro.
He had
Well, I was
the
just saying
worst.
because De Niro had like an action scene and like it was awful.
His head didn't move really.
It's just like Sammy J's action scene in Captain Marvel. You could
Yeah.
see this
Yes,
50
that's true.
or this 70-year-old man throwing punches or whatever, and it looks weird.
But I mean, he was just 007, so I think Craig still has another 6 years.
I mean, my man is looking good. I'm mad they didn't take his shirt off. Horny corner. You're in the horny zone. Why
I
didn't
mean,
they
that was a
take?
nice.
What?
It
Go
was a
ahead.
nice little like pool attire he had, but I thought it was weird when he just walked in there full on suit.
With the shirt? Yeah. I was like, this is fucking weird. Take
That's
the shirt
because
off.
so much. It's just because he has so much swagger, dude. He can do that.
No, it was weird. If you have enough swagger, I won't think it's weird. But when he did it, I was like, that's gonna be uncomfortable. And then it was dry like 10 minutes later. It ain't that hot on that
Hey,
island.
that's sun, dude. Come on.
Fuck that.
We don't know where this island is.
The
Yeah.
hydrogen, dude, in the air. It's really
Oh yeah.
It's really
It's
fucking
the
trying
crystals
to
in
shit
the
out.
water.
So how did we feel about that plot?
The
Oh, the
hydrogen,
crystal power
like
thing.
Yeah.
that being the whole like his evil big plan.
Yeah.
It's kind of stupid.
It is really fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I think that's where this movie kind of shoots itself in the foot, right? Because the
He
first
could
one.
have just been.
Go ahead.
He could have just been still in the company, still the company for the money. Like they didn't need this like world-ending plot that he's gonna blow up the world.
I don't
if
think
they
it was
do this.
world ending.
Dude, they literally were like, "Oh, if it hits the pipes and stuff, is gonna blow up."
The houses. It'll blow up houses.
Dude, it's gonna destroy the whole infrastructure of the United States plumbing.
All of Flint, Michigan's gonna explode.
Oh no, they got other problems they have to deal with.
I mean, their pipes are barely working as is. If their
Yeah.
water ain't working, they
Oh,
honestly don't
no.
need the pipes. If anybody,
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was real meh. I was like,
But like
oh,
you said, I
okay.
think this goes back
This
to
is
the
weird.
characters, right? Like these are billionaires and like influencers, Twitch streamers,
And it's like, yeah,
politicians.
it's
Damn the dream.
exaggerations on like the stereotypes that and a lot of them, it's like it's very interesting too because like it's doing all different like dynamics like conservative liberals and then you have like just these free like will kind of people with the singer, and it's like all different like political like aspirations, which is kind of interesting. Except for Dave Bautista, that man's hard, right?
Nah, man, what are you talking about?
Nah, that dude's soft.
Yeah.
He's a lib cook at heart.
He really is though.
He just for the camera, he's an alterate.
Yeah. I mean, Catherine Hahn is pretty left until she's like, "Hey, shit, but money talks."
You're talking about like in universe?
Yeah, I mean,
okay, good.
Like, yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know about nothing out of universe. You better put an allegedly on that. I don't need to
No,
get
'cause,
sued
like-
by Catherine Hahn's camp.
I can't, but like, because in the movie, she's like backing on. She's like, I'm on more or less have to flip on all my political views because like if not, he's gonna back the other candidate or whatever.
Yeah, but
'Cause
she
she's
was
like-
never gonna flip. Come on, she was a good guy.
No, she wasn't, dude.
Come
They were the golden
on.
tit, dude. The golden tit was everything.
The golden tit was not everything. How dare you?
Dude, until he no longer had pop. That dude, they didn't learn their lesson. He just no longer had.
Oh,
There-
okay,
there-
he's back.
Eric,
He's back.
you back? Like, it's just because he no longer had influence. Once he didn't have no influence, they're like, oh, you know what? Yeah, I don't agree with that. I don't think they learned their lesson at all.
No, I think at the very end, when things are going down, Alex is in the basement, so I have to speak quietly. When that house exploded, I think they
Yeah.
learned the lesson. I think they were like, all right, this is probably not the place for me.
But it's after she says like, oh, the Mona Lisa thing, and then they're like, oh, you know what? You're right. But that was a little heavy-handed too, though. The whole setup for the Mona Lisa thing. Oh, you're gonna be infamous with the Mona Lisa.
You think it was heavy-handed?
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that was so fucking annoying, though. That shit. Oof, that was terrible. Yeah. Oh shit, he's back.
And with
Okay, I'm
that though,
back.
it's just like overall the movie still is just it's a strong watch, and I think it's a movie too though, like with these movies where when you rewatch it, like even though they tell you all the stuff that you missed or whatever, it's still cool, I guess, to see it the first time.
Yeah, and I think seeing it in theaters was cool too, other than those fucking sons of bitches behind us yapping,
Wow.
trying to figure everything out.
Dude, the hot sauce is in the nose, dude. Settle down.
It's gonna get it. Just watch. Yeah, I fucking know, dog. I'm
It's
watching
gonna
the
go in
same.
her nose.
Yeah, it's like 2 millimeters away from it. No shit.
Got in her nose.
How'll she ever recover from this?
But they were just trying to figure it out, man. It's like with the mystery, you know. You
Yeah,
you
but
always want to figure
in
it
your
out.
head. What the fuck? They ain't got no internal dialogue.
But my thing is, like, sure, I could have like leaned over to you guys and said, "Oh, what I'm thinking," and we could have broke it down and figured it out sooner. Sure, we could figure that movie probably out in 30 minutes as a unit. But then, like,
20
what's the
minutes
point?
in.
So-
yeah, but like,
So you bring up
Like-
a good point, though. Do you not try to figure it out while you're watching it? Like
So
you just let it
I-
wash over you?
yeah, as it's going. But then in this movie specifically, when they recapping stuff, I couldn't help but put two and two together. Like,
Oh, so
I
they
want to
had-
be
They had
surprised.
gun to your head. They were forcing
Yeah.
you. They're like, look, motherfucker, figure it out.
Yeah, because like I want to be surprised. I want to be caught off guard. Like I want to be like, oh, you know, I didn't know who done it. I didn't know.
Yeah. Oh,
But-
wow.
Like it's cool if you figure it out like 10 minutes, you know, or like right before it's about to happen. You're like, oh, I think I got it, and then
Yeah.
they reveal it. But like this movie, literally like 45 minutes like left, and it's just like, oh, clearly, like
It could
you know.
literally only be this person. Yeah. You
Yeah.
left me no other avenues.
I mean, once they introduce the twin stuff, is just like it could only be one person.
And he
Like-
was the most shocked. He was the
Yeah.
one who was like, oh, fuck. Oh, no.
I mean, how quickly did you guys figure out that was the pineapple juice?
Oh, that I didn't know at all.
I didn't
I
fucking
I don't
know.
think you can.
How
Oh,
could you
that I-
know? I mean,
That I instantly knew. I just didn't know who did it.
Oh, because you knew he was allergic.
well, he says it, right?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, Duke, don't do pineapple. But
So
like,
Eric, that should as soon as that happened, that should have told you
who it
that,
was?
who the killer was. Because who else would kill Duke other than Whiskey? Maybe.
But Whiskey's not gonna kill him.
She's
Come
not.
on.
And the way she reacted, you knew it wasn't her.
At
Yeah,
first,
she
I
freaking
mean,
out.
I thought it was an accident at first.
Eric, he hands him the glass.
He didn't
No,
see
like,
it though. He said earlier,
you know,
he's like,
yeah,
I'm blind,
I
I
didn't
didn't
see
see it. Yeah.
So you caught that, but not that. See, but if we see, this is why you don't talk to each other at the movies. Because if we
Yeah,
talk to
because
each other, we
if
would put it together.
If we were being those fucking worthless pieces of shit behind us, I'd have been like, did you see the glass?
Hey, he's allergic to pineapple juice.
Yeah, dude, I
And
would
then
have
it's
been
like,
so mad.
Ed Norton gave it to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
He's the killer.
As we're
Yeah.
being escorted out of the fucking theater because we're being too
Yeah.
loud. I didn't even remember that he was like allergic to the pineapple
That's
juice
just
until he
such a,
said something.
that phrase he was just like, hey, I don't dig pineapple or whatever the fuck he said.
do pineapple. That's what he said.
yeah. And the line I did miss too, though, when he's like, "Oh, remember you almost ran me over the side of the road or whatever." I had missed that line.
Oh, I missed that one. Yeah.
I heard him say it, but I didn't think anything of it.
Because when he says Anderson Cooper, you don't. I don't get the whole. Oh, Andy.
Well-
okay, maybe they call him Andy.
Yeah, because it's fucking
Yeah.
Anderson. Why
It's-
wouldn't you call
it's-
him Andy?
Correct.
It was a good swerve though. Like
yeah, I didn't
think
catch
anything.
it.
Mm-hmm. Like
Shit.
like some of the things they did, the hints, like some of them did get past me and were great. Just some of them I felt like maybe I just got them, or maybe they just weren't that good. Like I don't know what it is.
I think it's the latter, not so much the former. Wait, yeah, that it wasn't that good. Not that you didn't
Yeah, yeah.
understand, but just that it was just not as well put together.
Yeah, some of it was too easy to get. Like
Yeah.
especially because I'm not trying to figure this out. Like I'm not going to this movie trying to figure it out.
Bro,
Now,
if
if
I had a
someone-
manila, if I had a fucking legal pad, dude, I would have been writing shit down, drawing circles and shit.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like I could, if we sat through and we did our little like motive opportunity, like she
Yeah.
did, it'd have been it.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Dude,
cute though.
But all of them had exes, dude. So like,
Could have been anybody.
yeah.
It couldn't have been anybody though. It's really obvious once you think about it.
Yeah, they don't really have a reason to kill her other than like, because even if they expose that, I guess okay, they'll get cut off or whatever. But they're already kind of like seated. Like it's not like they. I would just blame everything on him now that he's done. I'd be like, oh no, he did that.
Yeah. I think too, the only person that had it in them to I'm waiting until she goes up the stairs. The only person who had it in them to kill her died. Cause
Yeah.
no way Catherine Hahn is murdering her. No way the
Nah.
scientist is murdering her. And no
Nah.
way that ditzy ass bitch is killing her.
But
There's
that's why they
nobody.
said the poison thing to try to throw you off, because they're like, oh, it's not a. He even says it, Benoit Blanc. He's like, oh, anybody could have did it. It's not a vicious kill or whatever. You know,
Poisoning
anybody could
someone's
poison
pretty
someone.
fucking vicious when you're in the room with them.
I mean, it's like sleeping, but like it had to be almost like a man because like someone had to pick her up, like you, because
No, that's not necessarily true. Janelle Monáe's small.
Yeah,
She
she's
looked
small.
like a tiny woman.
dude, if they would have
Catherine Hahn
grabbed her,
looks
they
like
had
she
a
squats.
Catherine Hahn. Okay, sure.
Kate Hudson,
Um,
I don't know.
Kate Hudson
She
would
would
have
have
made
had her
her.
assistant though.
That's true.
Oh, that
I
is
didn't think
true.
about
That
that.
is true. But also
Damn,
too,
you solved the murder, Eric.
but no, Kate Hudson wouldn't have done it. She would have just sent her assistant who's smaller than Kate Hudson,
fuck.
and then she would have hit her head and had a laceration on the back, and they'd have been like, "Oh yeah, she died of carbon monoxide, but her head split open."
Wide open like a coconut.
And that's why you could like. That's why I better thought about the guys. It's like, oh, they probably just picked her up after they poisoned her.
Man,
Yeah.
but Edward Norton's kind of small too, so
Yeah, but you know he works out, dude. He runs laps.
yeah, it's all HGH, dude. He just
It
pumps
is
it in.
HGH, yeah.
But like, how
Set it
how
and
soon did
forget
you
it.
realize that he was dumb?
I didn't
Like
realize he
Edward
was.
I didn't
didn't realize
really
he was
care
dumb.
much about him. I honestly
Yeah.
thought all of them were dumb. You
Mm.
know, so like
Even
in a
the
room full of
scientist?
idiots. Oh no, I mean, yeah, the scientist is dumb because he's listening to this dumb fuck. Honestly,
Oh, true.
I knew he was dumb though. Like I didn't give him much merit when
Mhm.
they started comparing him to Elon. That was when I was like,
Mm.
oh, he's an idiot who got lucky. Got it. Yeah, I know the
so-
character. I see him in real life. You know what I mean?
So they're all like honestly mediocre. Maybe the scientist isn't, but they're all like mediocre in their field. But then they had money to back them, and they had like the right, hookups.
Connections.
Yeah.
That's all he did. Like Edward Norton just set them up with the right people. Like, cause he's a talker. He's a shyster. Like,
Well, success is fucking mostly luck. You know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cause And then they're all because like even though like and that's why they held on to him so much because they knew like one he kind of helped them, but also two they are all mid ass people and they were just in the right
But
circumstances.
Yeah.
weren't they saying the whole time that Andy was the true
Andy was. Yeah.
leader of the pack?
Yeah, but still, Edward Norton still set them up for their opportunities. Like Andy was like
Oh.
just like that was the group of people, and she was probably the only one that was gonna ever be like successful. She
Yeah,
didn't like.
so they also explained it too that like Edward Norton didn't say no. Like, they sowed the seeds for that early on where they're like, he just faxes me everything. The dude doesn't say no to shit,
Mhm.
So they understood that like he would make their journey to success easier because he would just fucking go with it as long as they were loyal, right?
Mhm.
Whereas Andy had morals.
Yeah.
And that would have
Yeah.
impeded them at some point in their journey is probably what they thought. They're all opportunistic assholes, which is
Because-
what bit them in the ass.
When Dave Bautista gets like cancer for the first time, Andy would not have done like she'd have just let him probably be canceled. Like,
Right.
but Edward Norton, what is his name in the movie?
Man, Miles Braun.
Miles. Okay. So Miles, like what he does is like he still finds a way to kind of get him back going, like on Twitch, because I'm assuming he got cancer from YouTube or something. It's a story.
I thought it was the other way around, wasn't it?
Maybe it's
Yeah,
it's
it
something with
doesn't
those
matter.
platforms.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
But
like-
like Andy probably wouldn't have done that
No.
because they were so quick to turn on because they knew that Miles would like help.
But he also
them.
pushed him probably the way it seems like he pushed him towards like that alt-right pipeline because he
Mhm.
could understand the monetary value of being in that pipeline, right?
Yeah.
Whereas he was just a fucking nerd when he was just hanging out with Andy.
Correct.
It
Like,
was
even though
Miles
he's-
that pushed him towards the more negative sides of it.
He's like really big, so like, but he's a nerd when you first see him. But then because his aesthetic, like Miles, like is able to say, "Hey, try this outlet,"
Mhm.
and then even with the stuff with like he sets her up to do like the sweatshop stuff or whatever because he's like he doesn't care. He's like, okay, we can make a ton of money off this. I don't care how the stuff is being produced, and
Right.
so like he sets up all that stuff, and then I'm guessing he just donates to Catherine Hahn, but I don't know.
No. Yeah, I mean that's what you do when you fund a political campaign. Is it's all political donations.
Yeah,
is
because
what it
their big
is.
thing was like her first like local office because she had lost like some student council or some shit first of all, which I thought was kind of funny. Like the little things they couldn't do without Miles.
Yeah. What the hell was I gonna say? I fucking forgot.
It
There's two
happens.
dead people in this movie. Stephen Sondheim was in it, and Angela Lansbury was in it, and they are two of the people who are talking with Benoit in the tub, which is kind of fucked.
Oh.
That's their last roles that
The
they are
Zoom
ever going
call.
to be in. Yeah, it was in the Zoom call, which is so weird.
So I don't know if it's his butler or like his.
No,
I don't know if
that's
they're in a
his lover.
relationship. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Which
I
is
figured he was
rad.
one or the other.
I fuck with it.
What else has that guy been in? He looks so familiar.
That's fucking oh my god, I know his name, but I'm just gonna look at it. It's Hugh Grant.
Is that who that is? Okay.
Yeah, he's just old as dick now,
Yeah,
so you didn't
but I was like-
recognize him.
Jesus.
I was like, his face is so familiar. Like, who is this? And I haven't looked it up. I haven't thought about it since now.
Yeah.
How do you
I
guys
knew-
feel about all the COVID, it being like dated with COVID?
It's only dated up until they spray him in the mouth, and I'm like, COVID who? Like I didn't even think about it after that.
But I don't think like I don't really feel like it's dated because it's such a like so many people everything was so like stereotypical and it was so like
It's
like
a
the narrative-
snapshot of the time.
yeah,
which is nice.
Like, it feels like in place with like because these characters like I'm sure we can find a real life counterpart to all these characters. Like,
Mhm.
and I think that's why it kind of fits because in this, like, if we look at the time this movie was done and we look at these characters, if we Google enough, we're like, oh, this character is clearly like Elon Musk. This character is clearly some other fashion designer that had some
Yeah.
stuff going on with
The only ones
China.
we can actually pinpoint is Elon Musk and Joe Rogan.
Yeah, and it's
Politician, I don't really know anything about politicians, so
I don't think
like,
there's
there's
a good one-to-one for her as a politician.
But I'm sure if we look at it, there's some senator that took money for some bad energy deal that's actually supposed to be
I
like a
mean, all of them.
Democrat. You know what I mean? Like
you
it
could
does-
look at it would be I would imagine it'd be closest to like Joe Manchin, who is like a Democrat, but he like votes for like coal and shit like that.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
it'd be easy to find counterparts. Maybe not a 1-to-1,
Right.
but
Not
like,
as
you
not
know.
as 1-to-1 as Elon and Joe Rogan for sure.
Yeah. But it's interesting too because Miles is just like a stiller and a user. Like,
And it's so fucking obvious, dog. Like, come
Yeah.
on. Get rid of that fucking guy. Throw him in the bin.
but it's even funnier now when you go back to the beginning. You think about the little ideas he had, and it's like, yeah, a lot of these are dumb. But then you realize, like, oh, they are just dumb.
Yeah, but when you throw a billion ideas at the wall, one of them's gonna stick. Fuck it,
Well, and
we're
that's-
gonna run
and-
this shit.
Yeah, and because one made $1 billion, he's like, oh no, but he hit on this, and it's like, okay, sure, and you're bound to hit on one, like you said.
Yeah. All right. Anything else before we move on to final questions? We're at 50 minutes, so
I don't
I
think
said
so.
my piece.
do not cut me off when I'm asking these questions. Then I
I'm
don't
not.
want to fucking no. Don't say that.
Yeah,
'cause
we're
you've
gonna
done
go.
it. So
We're
don't
gonna go
say
in
that.
and out,
Look,
dude.
look, and I'm gonna stand like Paulie too, where he's digging at his nails. Look, Chrissy. Don't make me. You're not gonna like it, Chrissy. Just I gave you your chance. We're gonna burn through these questions. End it. Don't be like, oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, fuck yourself.
Nah,
You better make
I'm
another
over it.
video. You could make a short about all the things you forgot to talk about.
I'd
What'd
do
you
it,
say?
dude.
I didn't hear you, Eric.
I said I'm over it.
Oh wow. The episode of the movie.
The movie.
Oh, thank God. All right, James, what was your favorite part of Glass Onion?
I really liked everything with Dave Bautista. I thought his character was funny. I thought even when you realize what he's doing, even though it's a little scummy, I'm like, oh man, he's playing such this archetype. It's so good.
Eric?
I like the twist that it's a twin sister. I did not see that coming at all.
What's my favorite part? Daniel Craig's always gonna be my favorite part. He's such a good-looking man. And now that I know he's gay, I got a shot. I gotta work out a little bit, have an English accent, and I got a fucking shot. James, what's your least favorite part of Glass Onion?
The stuff setting up like some of the twin stuff and like the little flashbacks kind of leading up to it. Some of it just felt a little redundant.
Eric?
Spoon feeding information. I think it's Netflix's fault.
Yeah, I think other than the scene at dinner between Janelle Monáe and Daniel Craig's character, just the spoon feeding. They didn't do it in the first movie. Why'd they do it here? But, that's a small nitpick. Cinema scores. Would we rent it? No.
Nah.
Would you buy this movie physically? Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I own the
But
steelbook of the
but-
first one, so I
Yeah, I
gotta
didn't
buy
get the
this
first one, which kind of sucks, but yeah.
one. Would you buy this movie digitally? No.
No.
Nah.
Would you buy it in the $5 bin at Best Buy, Walmart, FYE, or Vudu? No.
Yeah.
No.
Would you put this on in the background while people are over?
No.
No.
How
'Cause then
funny
you're
would
gonna
it
pay
be though?
attention, dude?
Yeah, but
It's
how funny would it be
confusing.
though? You find out that Andy's a character, and then you fuck off. You're playing a game, you're drinking or something like that. And you come back 30 minutes later, and you're like, "What? She's a
I mean-
sister?
If you come back into them setting the twin up, it's almost like you're watching a
Oh,
different
yeah.
movie.
A whole different movie. It's a Nightmare Alley
Yeah.
situation. You got 30
Yeah.
minutes of one movie, 30 minutes of another." Would you watch this again?
Yes,
Absolutely.
I would, yeah.
I mean, you need to watch a murder mystery at least twice.
I mean, I've seen the first one like 5 or 6 times, so I can't do this on a disservice. Would you recommend it? No.
Yes.
I would. People, you say nope?
Yeah, of
especially
course.
it's gonna be on Netflix. Like,
I mean, yeah.
why not?
It's free on Netflix. You might as well
Watch it
fucking
for
watch
Christmas.
it. Yeah, it's there. I mean, this is gonna be a dope Christmas movie. It'll be free. It'll be fucking frigid outside, and you're gonna watch all these people on an island. Oh, it's gonna be so
Yeah.
nice. All right. Ratings. Let me get this ratings sheet open. Who's
I
got
ain't
a good one?
good one.
I also don't know a good one.
What did we give Knives Out?
I probably gave it a 9.5. I'm looking it up
Wait,
right
did
now.
we review that?
Yeah, you better
It was
believe
Nick's
it, baby.
movie.
It was Nick's movie.
And in the top right corner, you can see what we felt about it.
Look, I don't know how far back we can go with those tags.
I don't know either.
All right, this is episode.
Oh, you can't just tag a video?
No,
There has to be like
there-
a certain amount of time left in like the video in the end and stuff like
no,
that.
no.
Hmm.
It's not that. It's you can't go back all the way to your first video or whatever. I don't think
It's kind of lame.
it didn't let
No,
me
you-
do it the last time I tried it.
Oh, because you can do like the last video scene, and you can also do another box for any movie, like any video. So
Right.
they're like two separate boxes.
It wouldn't. Yeah. When I tag things like on a weekly basis, it
Mhm.
doesn't let me go back far enough. I have to look at
Mm.
what I have to do then.
Gotcha.
Knives Out. Eric, you gave it a 9.9. James, you gave it a 9, and I gave it a 10.
It's very, very bold numbers.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's bold. Knives Out is fucking amazing. I think it's perfect, to be honest with you.
See, but I'm also not huge on murder mysteries, so that's probably why I gave that a 9. And same thing with
I
this
wasn't
one.
either before these movies.
Yeah, I think that Knives Out was my first murder mystery movie.
I mean, we're kind of too young to have seen Clue. And I can't
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
of any other ones that have really come out in our lifetime.
I mean, just like probably the first one I probably seen. Like I've seen bits and I've seen other ones, but like the main one I seen where I was like, okay, let me actually like try to enjoy this movie is the Oriental or whatever Express. What is it called?
Oriental. Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh yeah, that word. Yeah,
The
sure.
Oriental Express is
I
what
That's what I was
know.
trying not to say.
Yeah. I mean, I'll go first, man. This movie's a fucking 9.7 cock guns out of 10.
Wow.
I give
This
it-
movie,
This movie's great.
Oh,
I
what?
think, is a 9.1.
Okay.
Cars in a sphere on my roof.
James.
I'll give it 8.5. Who done it?
Wow. Harsh. I'm glad nobody asked, like, oh, well, what are the other 8s or 9s or anything like that. God bless, because
I only want to compare this to this movie. I don't need to compare it to everything
Yeah,
else.
I was only
Yeah.
wanted to compare it to Knives Out.
where this
Like,
is
So now
I
I
though.
gotta guess. Now I gotta guess the next movie's name.
There's
Is
no
it gonna
fucking
be
way. My
A
brain's too
Glass
small.
Onion presents.
No, it's Knives. No, it's a Knives Out story or whatever the hell it's called.
There's no way to put two and two together with these names.
It's Ryan Johnson too. He's gonna try to be cheeky about it. Fuck that
Ryan
guy.
Johnson
Who could've-
presents.
Who could have ever guessed Glass Onion though?
I still don't even know that's a real thing.
It is. It's a fucking. It's real in universe. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no. I mean, it's gonna be like the Yellow Revolver or some shit.
Yeah. Fucking Monica's long stick or some shit like that. A Knives Out
Yeah.
mystery. All right. What are we seeing next week? What are we doing?
What is anything new coming out?
Just
know.
said Violent Night.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Oh wow. James is not interested in Violent Night.
No, I mean, I feel like we're always like, oh yeah, this, and then we're gonna talk for like 5 minutes and come up with like 37 other movies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we're not married to any idea in particular.
I would
Boy-
watch that though.
Boy,
It is December though.
it is
Oh,
December.
yeah.
You're right. But we're not doing another Christmas movie thing. I don't think, are we?
No, I'm saying like we could keep it festive, or say fuck it, fuck the festivities.
Maybe
I
not do
like
a full
that.
month. We could probably do like the last 2 weeks.
Festivities?
Yeah,
Unless we decide on Violent Night, who knows? But what you
Well,
know,
that's
Who knows?
it may be a Christmas.
I'm trying to
special next time.
fucking end the episode, guys. Please just let me end the show.
Hey, you said no talking on the other part.
Yeah, but we're not even talking about a movie now. Well, what you could talk about is how you felt about this episode of the Sooner or Later podcast in the comments on Twitch and YouTube. You can't comment on Twitch, but you can make clips for us to show us that you loved this one specific part. Man, how do I end this thing? All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in on twitch.tv/SoonerLaterTV and youtube.com for our review of Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery. Continue listening and watching and showing your support on all social medias, especially TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels. Just look up Sooner or Later TV. We're there, posting fucking all types of shorts. If you couldn't catch us on our live streaming, then don't worry. You can catch us every week on all podcasting platforms. So tune in next week for our review of probably Violent Night. Let's be real. But we don't know. We got to discuss it. We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.